Hey folks, I'm Chris with Where2Wheel. We're on a mission to partner with private landowners to offer off-roading experiences to the public. And I'm standing here with one of our newest landowner partners, Nicole and John. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with us so far? This is being the fourth event that we've run. We just wrapped it up.
Yep.
You feeling excited to do more of them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Every time we do it, I want to do something more.
Yeah.
It's more people, more fun. It's easier to do every time because you're more oriented to what's going on.
Right. And so the first event we ran here, you really didn't do anything. You already had a couple of trails through your woods here.
Yes.
Yep.
You had a couple of muddy spots that we
Mhm.
can wheel through. You have this beautiful pond right here, or the corner of which we can run through.
Yep.
Those are all exciting.
Mhm.
We left that event thinking maybe you want to do a few upgrades. You have equipment.
Yes.
A lot of our landowners do. And so what did you bring to the table the next event and the next event after that?
So the first event we didn't have anything. The second event we added
The log crawl.
log crawl. Yep.
Yep.
So
That was for the
log
second
and
event.
Yep.
Then after that, I had a good friend of mine, Josh, come over with his tractor and backhoe. We dug some holes, uncovered some concrete piles to crawl over.
Right.
And
So kind of stuff you already had
Yeah,
with
just-
the concrete rubble pile. You just had to clear the brush off of it.
Yeah.
Here's a new feature. So
yes.
what we're getting at is, it can be as much or as little as you
Mhm.
want, really, so long as there's something to entertain off-roaders for a couple of hours and on your schedule.
Yes.
You guys
Yes.
give us what days, what time frame you want it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yes.
And then we bring the people, the customers,
Mhm.
and we share in the revenue with you.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
And with your share so far, what have you achieved?
So the first time y'all came out here, we didn't know what we were going to name it. We had a boxwood farm out here. I've always loved animals. I grew up on a farm. I wanted animals. So what we did is, after your first event, I took that money and bought pigs. And this used to be a pig farm back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. So there's actually still some hog feeders in the woods. So that's how we came up with Hog Hollow.
Mhm.
So now, when you first came here, I had 2 dogs. And now we have 8 pigs, 6 chickens, 2 cats, and 2 dogs.
Yes.
And the revenue we use from this actually paid for the animals up front. It also now pays our feed bill every month.
Yes.
So I have literally been able to homestead or have animals, which I love. It's also great because a lot of our patrons come out and either in the middle or beginning or end of it, they go end up and feeding and playing with the pigs and hanging out as well too, which is what I like a lot. I love that. Kind of going a little bit more into this as a female. I was a little bit nervous because, I'd never done anything like this before. But what I love the most is seeing the women and the children and the families that have come out and enjoyed this and people smiling and just having a really good, clean-ish,
Fun.
time. Fun.
Yes.
Yes,
And
having
that's
fun.
one
Yes.
thing that drives us to keep charging down this very difficult path of
Yeah.
making off-roading more accessible by having conversations with and talking to landowners is the enjoyment, the sheer enjoyment and laughter and smiles that the guests share with one another. And they also build camaraderie among strangers.
Oh, yeah.
We
Yes.
keep our events to a maximum of about 15 vehicles, and that's one of the reasons. We can also, it's easier to control when you have fewer vehicles rather than, let's say, 50 or 100.
Yeah.
But it also is just the right amount of people to build camaraderie among strangers.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the fun of it.
Yes.
What Nicole here was getting at in many more words than I was going to use is agritourism.
Yeah.
So conducting this activity in Virginia especially and 25 other states in the union, they have agritourism statutes, and that affords a level of liability immunity and in some cases immunity from any locality being able to enact ordinances to strict activities like this on actual farmlands and forest land properties. So if you are a landowner or know a landowner that kind of fits that bill, we'd love to talk to them. Send them our way. W2WParks.com, Where2Wheel on all other social channels. Follow along. Anything else you guys want to say?
I would just say, if you're nervous about it or you're thinking you should or shouldn't do it, invite these guys out for an afternoon, let them ride on your place. I love mostly that I don't have to prep anything unless we want to. There's nothing been asked of us. And when they leave, everything's gone and there's nothing for me to clean up. So just have them out to one evening and check them out.
Yeah.
That's right.
thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Yes.
This has been a thrill so far.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to
Yeah.
a lot more of
Oh
these.
yeah, absolutely. Yes. Can't wait.